This is the way your flagpole is going to arrive. 2 boxes, a box of parts, ground sleeve, which is going to be separate, so 3 individual items. We craft paper wrap it, and we need to get it out of that craft paper because if it's left to sit in that and it gets wet, it'll stain your pole. Here's customer information, critical. Unload this thing, clean it. It's meant to be outside. It's not meant to be in paper because the paper has dye in it and it'll stain. So we don't want it to stain because that stain won't come out. We don't want to take it back and have to relathe it. So it'll never be the same if we let it stain. So we'll do more in a minute. Right now we're setting up our truck, and I've simply taken one end of the halyard. This rope is actually called halyard. It's a unilateral construction. It's woven on the same on the inner cores as the outer housing, and that makes for better life because of the way it freezes and thaws. But we have just fed it through the pulley. You can see that it's pretty simple to do, so no big rocket science needed there. But this is a really nice revolving truck, and that really helps for the life of the flag because it stress relieves the flag by letting it go with the wind. Now we're going to mount this to and into the flagpole. It's just a male-female fitting, and that's all ready to roll. We're going to just go ahead and start it. We don't need to put anything on it. No Loctite, no oil. But you can see that because it's revolving, it's not winding the rope up. This is a really nice fit. Now this is a little bit of a tricky part. We've got this nice set of channel locks here. If you see what Brent's doing, he's gripping the pole and he doesn't want to leave his fingerprints, and he wants to get a good grip on it. And we don't have to make it super tight, and I'm just sort of gently doing this because I don't want to go against Brent's strength, but we want to get it set and tight. These flagpoles vibrate violently at the top, and so he knows what I'm doing, but I think that's it. We have a gold ball top right over here. It's another simple thing to attach to the flagpole. You want to check it, make sure that it's strong. You don't want to go back up top and deal with these. They have a little seam. Occasionally we've seen where the trucking company or something happens. We check these before they go out the door, but sometimes they get sprung. It's just the design of it and the way it has to be made. It's got a nut. We're gonna tighten it into the truck. Let me just twist this over here and show you. Get a look at this. We just need a flathead screwdriver, and that's going to secure this inside here. The base of this flagpole is matched to the width or the diameter of this ball top ornament. That's what makes the flagpole look not like a point, but like a flagpole. So I'm just finger tightening this. We don't want to grab the ball and jam it in. We just want to go ahead and bring it down. You can see that I'm already past this set screw. And see how it's tightening up? We're bottoming out. This actually isn't a hole that goes all the way through. So I'm just going to go ahead and score this into the threading, and that will not allow it to back out with the vibration of wind. Now, this is not going to be anything that I have to do too secure, but it's just a set screw, and it does a nice job in finishing it off. Did you see how I just make it just tight enough? Sometimes you want to go ahead and replace these on your old flagpoles because they didn't come with stainless steel, which bites into this aluminum in a really nice way. One of the things we don't have to think about with this cleat is we're going to put this cleat to face how they want to enter to raise and lower their flag. So if they want to approach the flagpole this way, we want the cleat to end up over here. If they want it to be back there, maybe they want to hide it. Maybe they're going to come from a different angle. So in this case it's a school and the children will be raising and lowering the flag, so we don't want them out on the sidewalk. We're going to want them over here where it's nice and safe and secure. And the only point I wanted to bring up is, again, with the rotating truck, the beauty of this is we can put this cleat where we want it. The truck will revolve to the prevailing winds, no matter what those prevailing winds are. And the cleat can be a problem with a stationary truck, because you'll want to have your cleat directly underneath your stationary truck, and that might not work with the prevailing winds and the approach to the flagpole. All right, so now that we have our CL9 cleat, it's 9 inches, that's why it's a CL9. We're going to come down to the flagpole and we're going to look for our pre-drilled, preset races for the cleat to be set to the flagpole. And here they are, okay? We've drilled these and we've set the races, and we just need a regular flathead screwdriver, and you can see that it's already pre-designed to match up perfectly. So I like to just go ahead and finger feel it. It's possible once in a while to get in a hurry and mess up your threading, particularly up with the truck, because the trucking company's been moving it around. It's really gone through a trauma getting here. And so if you don't set the first one too tight initially, you always get a really good seat on the second stainless steel bolt. So now that I've got this well seated, it's nice and nicely done there, we set this one as well. All right. There we go. Now it's time to go with the flash collar. We've actually seen where people have forgotten to put the flash collar on because they get so excited about how to raise the pole. It is a little nerve-wracking, but we're just going to start it down at the base. That's loud, huh? All right, so we'll just use a little paper in this case to secure it. All right. And now we know that's not going to fall down on us when we go to raise the flagpole. You saw us put the flagpole up. We just walked this one up, about 180 pounds, and sand compresses to 95% the hardness of concrete over about 6 weeks with water. So we are going to tamp it a little bit. Wedges, kind of optional on a pole this size, but we'll probably put some in. You see that our sleeve is a full inch all the way around or more wider than the flagpole. It's a 5-inch flagpole. So we're just going to do a little general tamping down, kind of like we did when we put the flag base in. And now we want to start leveling. I mean, we've got it in here enough that we can still move it and get it perfectly level with the building. The best thing to do to level these flagpoles is to get it an angle with the corner of buildings. There's plenty of angles around here. They're generally very straight up and down. You can see that Brent, our engineer, already knows that it goes that way. You can tell from the level, but we like to do it by eyesight more than a level. We use both, and what I'm doing is more. That's looking good. We're trying to get a 90-degree, one from let's say 6 o'clock and one from 9 o'clock or 3 o'clock, in order to make sure that we're level all the way around. I like it. They're cone tapered, and the wall is very high in this case, so it makes for a real easy leveling job. But of course it's gonna cut in just a little bit. So now we've got the level telling us it's level, even though it's cone tapered. We got the building telling it's level, even though it's tapered. And we visually agree that it's level, and it's level on the 90 degree. So we can be assured that it's level all the way around the flagpole from whatever angle you're looking at it. In this case, this flagpole is going to be so nice for the entry of a building and to frame the building. It's in the middle of 5 windows, and then here you got a playground over here, and so it's serving a lot of purposes. We got the church up here, the rectory here, we got the church school here, we got a lot of people in the neighborhood and the community, and they're really adding an asset to the building, and they're giving their people a flag to follow. I'm gonna put some more sand in, get it seated. You might like to have some wedges just for settling. You know, the way this is set up, the sand is acting as a safety or a buffer between the galvanized steel foundation sleeve and the aluminum. It's not good, and we see it sometimes. We see a foundation that's been put in right, starts to tilt. We haven't gotten below the frost line, like the full 4 feet like this one is, and it'll actually start to cut right into the pole, and that's where all the stress and pressure is on the pole, and it can cause them to fall over, foul, and just not work. They'll begin to lean usually, but we have seen them actually break. We've pre-cut some wedges. Above 30 feet we like to use wedges. On really, really big poles we use hardwood wedges. There's just so much torque, and it all isolates itself to the bottom of the flagpole. And in this case, we're just going to go ahead and set a couple. You know, you can easily dig through this sand, and what this is going to do is set up to just keep it in place in the event that there's any confusion. I don't anticipate any confusion here. Okay, and so you just really need 3 points of contact. 1, this will be 2, and then we'll get one for the other side. You know, you can end up moving the flagpole, pounding on it too much, so you want to make sure you don't do that. Okay. Okay, so from the original foundation, when we excavated to dig the hole, we kept a little dirt back so that we could refill this in. Now we do know that they're planning on landscaping out here, but we just want to finish it off. Ideally, you'd never know we were here, but this will finish things off real nice. Well, now it's time to take off the tape, lower the flash collar, but you know what? We wash our hands because this stuff will stain, and people want to see their pretty new flagpole. So let's put that down. Okay, that's a pretty good fit. So you see how we're seated, and then when we put our landscaping in, whether they have flowers or stepping stones or rock, it'll be really nice. And we're going right up to the base of the knot, and we're just trying to wrap that as tight as we can. That's good. Great. A little more is not bad. And there. Nice. And so we know we want to put our first snap hook 30 inches above the knot, which is roughly here. Now we're going to have just a little room. So just take this. We get calls about this all the time. We see this done wrong when we're out in the field everywhere. Just take this and tuck this PH10 silver halyard inside there like that. And look how easy this is. And this makes it all adjustable for later. We're going to put that in there like that. So they're going to have a flag raising ceremony here. When they come out the door, they're going to be able to just pull this flag right up. Now, since I went 30 inches this way, I know that if I double this, going to be 30 inches the other way, right? So I'm going to want to go like about here. And that's going to make our 5 feet. Get the cover one more time. Keep hold of that. Tuck that in. This is going to be for a 5 by 8 foot flag. You can see that the flag's not going to have any interference anywhere. There you go, 60 inches. And this will stretch with rain and the changes of temperature over the next week. They'll be putting their flag up. I like to twist it to get a nice, see how that just turns in there real nice like that. That way, as it stretches, we'll be able to adjust this and get it just right so it's a nice clean fit like this. Nice look, huh?